All right, so we had some questions. I asked y'all the other day, yesterday maybe, about some stuff that you want to learn more about yoga, right? So I got a lot of great responses, and so that's how I'm going to do some of these live videos. Keep in mind, anything you see on the live video, we will can also go over, and on Saturday at 10:30 when we kind of have that personal one-on-one yoga training from 10:30 to 11. So here's what we're going to do for power. Check it out. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you this. It's what I do in some of my classes when I want to add a little power sequence. And I'm going to put this in a document for you, don't worry. So just to review, overview first, we go through 3 sun salutations, 3 to 5 is the warm-up. Then I usually pick 3 poses. Today what we're going to do is a high lunge, a rotating low lunge, and a warrior 3. Then you go through each of those 3 times. The first time is with a hold, and then a sun salutation. The second one is you're going to add variations, and then a sun salutation. And the third one is we're going to go through a 1 breath to 2 breath flow. Now let me show you and I'll tell you what all this means. First of all, power yoga is more of just a strength building yoga, right? It's definitely lengthening and strengthening. It's yang yoga, it's active yoga, not passive like yin. And it is for all levels in a sense that you can make variations that fit you, but it does require, in order to do this particular format, it does require a little bit of strength. So maybe the first time you do this and you go through it, you just hold. And then after that, you're done, right? And so don't forget to look on the video on sun salutations if you're not sure what a sun salutation is. Again, we're building on all of this. And I will be answering all the questions that you have put into that post on Facebook. So you're going to start with your 3 sun salutations warming up. And then you're going to move on to some different poses, all right? So let me show you some things that I want you to do kind of in between the sun salutations. So you know that sheet that I gave you that is called your at-home template, that has a dynamic flow movement in there, or section in there. Let me make sure I see my husband's kind of... Okay. And so that dynamic flow movement means you've already done, well, maybe you haven't, or you're working into sun salutations. For this power flow, you've already done sun salutations. And what I want you to do for your dynamic flow is coming from downward dog. You're just going to lift the leg and then bring the knee to elbow into plank. You're just going to do this a few times each side. Now keep in mind, whenever you push back to downward dog, that's an exhale. Inhale, lengthen up. All right? From there, you are going to, I'm going to do this side, pull your leg forward, use your hands to place it in between the thumbs. All right? This is important. You're in between the thumbs, and your knee, let me pull this down a little bit. Your knee is over your ankle. Got it? Like for real. Knee is over your ankle. So see the difference? We're starting in a high lunge for this particular one. The difference between coming forward onto the knee, too far back. You're stacked, just like we talked about in Yoga 101, bone on bone. You're pressing out through the back heel, lifting the back knee. Arms can go overhead, heart center, to the side. Don't be picky about the arms. Now, if you take your arms over the head, you're going to be working more shoulders. Back. Arms out to the side, more upper back. Down to the side, you're just really resting and working on posture, okay? So from here, you've got your high crescent lunge. I'm going to pick this apart for a second. Even if you're not doing power, this is a regular, all of these poses today is stuff that you're going to see in an all levels yoga class. We're just making them into power. Does that make sense? So, high crescent lunge. Knee is on top of ankle. Knee is actually in front of the hip point. If I were to take a level on these hip points, the little bubble in the middle of the level, the one out in your work garage, would be right in the middle, all right? So that means you have to engage. You're engaged. And then from here, you have the option in round 2 to do your variations, which could be a straighten and a bend, and a straighten and a bend. All right? Straighten and bend. Now, the next part of this, right? You've done that. I want you to come in. You've held it the first time around, and then you're going to do a sun salutation. Then you end up in downward dog. All right? And I'm going to do it with my right leg this time. So single leg dog or regular downward dog, up to you. Bring the foot through in between the thumbs. If you can't do that, you guys, you're going to lift your hips in the air, grab your leg, and pull it through. Drop the knee, whatever you got to do to align the knee over the ankle. Deal? Cool. And so from here, you're going to go back into your high lunge. You're not going to hold there. Then you're going to go down into a low lunge. And I want you to lift the chest, rotate, start squeezing the leg into the midline of the body. You see how my heel is up back here? That needs to be back, all right? Start squeezing into the midline of the body, rotating from the base of your spine. You can take the elbow onto the elbow onto the thigh, or tricep onto the thigh. Now we're going to hold here the first time through, squeezing everything to the midline of your body. Then I want you to try to press and lift up to really get lift out of this low lunge. Notice my shoulders aren't to my ears, wearing them as earrings. They're down. From here, you just unravel, come down, go through your vinyasa, which is basically chaturanga, up dog, sun salutation, downward dog, lift the leg. Here we go again, starting from high lunge. You see how we're building? So round 3, high lunge, and then finding length, inhale, just like in the rotations video. I don't think many of you watch that, go watch it. Inhale, find length, exhale, rotate. Stay here a couple breaths. I'm gonna have all this written out for you. Inhale, arms come overhead. Then you're going to exhale, start to pop the foot forward. Gotta have a balance and a power work. Warrior 3. I could spend all day on Warrior 3. But again, when we talk about alignment, who was that? Was that you, Ashley, that asked about alignment on the thing? You're talking about basically you're so focused on alignment that you don't really get the breath with it. So that's why my best tip is to take something like this, cultivate it, create it. We can create it together, all right? That's what I'm here for, guys. And learn it so that you get to the point where at the very end of this, you're just flowing. You're just flowing right through it. You're not worried about form. You're just flowing, all right? So Warrior 3, let's go back to that. Basics of Warrior 3. Can everybody hear me okay? I'm going to check. Courtney, I will answer that question in just a bit. I did answer it on Facebook, but yes, it would. But you need to make sure you're warmed up first, okay? That's what the sun salutations and stuff are for. So from Warrior, rotating, lifting up, just popping forward into Warrior 3. Now looky, looky, looky. You see these hip points? This is what I see all the time. All the time. First of all, people think that their Warrior 3s need to be big. They don't. Your Warrior 3 could be right here. But look what I'm doing. I am lengthening, Courtney, okay? I'm lengthening through the spine, energy out through the crown of the head, energy out through the heel of the foot. This hip, gosh, my balance is terrible. That detox. This hip is closed, meaning it's not open like this. You'll see people try to do this. This is not ballet, my friends. We close the hip. What that does, your SI joint is a sliding joint. It's a sliding joint. It's a very unique joint, and it's perfectly in line right here. If you start to open up the hip like this, and that Warrior 3 way out here, now your SI joint's going, and you're gonna have back problems tomorrow. It's gonna hurt, all right? No doubt about it, it's gonna happen. So, Warrior 3, hips are closed, all right? Then you finish that Warrior 3, come through your sun salutations. Now that, you guys, that was just round 1, all right? Now we're gonna go on to round 2. Round 2 is doing all of that again, but adding variations while you hold. So like I told you earlier, that high lunge, we'll do on the other leg this time. That high lunge, this could be a variation. My knee's tweaking today. This could be a variation right here, okay? Rotation. Say from here, say this is your rotation. That's fine. Maybe you want to open up the arms. Maybe you just want to focus on finding length. All right? Maybe you want to go take the arm on the outside of the thigh. But the rotations I want you to hold, all right? From there, coming up, another sun salutation, downward dog, hitting your warrior 3. Warrior 3 variation, arms out in front, finding length, inhale, and exhale, bring knee to chest. Inhale, find length, just like you did in the warm-up, right? When we were doing the downward dog here. Look, so you see we warmed up with that. Now we're going on to a little bit deeper variation of it. So, warrior 3 pulls, another sun salutation. Then you go through the whole thing with quick breath, not quick breath, with one breath, all right? So you're in downward dog. Let me show you what that looks like. Round 3, downward dog, lift the heel, high lunge, take it down and lift, finding length, rotating lunge, hold for 2 breaths, lift, warrior 3, bring it in and out, high lunge, down and up, rotation, open up, warrior 3. This right leg is getting loaded to the max. So, that is just a real quick little overview, guys, on that power. So I went through this very quickly because I think a lot of you guys that are interested in power are already a little familiar. And if you're not, that's something, or familiar with yoga. And if not, that's something that we can absolutely work on Saturday. So I'll be posting this sheet. I'm not sure when because I'm about to go teach a class. And let's talk about that. Message me, that's fine. Or we can just have a conversation on Facebook, whatever's easiest for you. All right, you guys, I gotta go teach. Have a good class. Or I will have a good class. You have a fantastic day. Bye.